What's it doing? Hi, Lee Phillips here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a lawyer and I want to talk to you for don't hold that against me, okay? I want to talk to you for 2 seconds about a relatively new concept in the legal industry called series LLCs. There are a number of states right now. There's about 8, 9, 10 dozen, and we're adding more states all the time, so I'm not even going to go through the list. But these states allow you to set up a mommy LLC, we call it the principal LLC, and then without paying additional state fees, and in some states you have to pay more if your LLC is going to be a mommy LLC series than you would a regular LLC. But you set up the principal LLC, and then without incurring additional state fees and additional state paperwork and stuff, you can create, underneath the mommy LLC, you can create baby LLCs. We call them cell LLCs. And it makes it a lot easier for you to propagate LLCs. And if you're a real estate investor, you could set up the principal LLC and then have all these little cells underneath it and have each one of the cells own a different piece of real estate. It gets around the problem of I want 20 LLCs and I don't want to pay 20 state fees every year. So what do? Well, some states have allowed you, and you can look it up on the internet whether your state has series LLCs or not. California has specifically passed laws which said, no series LLCs. California wants that $850 every year. But a number of states do have them. The issues are you have to keep separate accounting, separate bank accounts for each one of the cell LLCs. You can't just slop over back and forth because they're intended to be a cocoon, an asset protection shield around what's in them. And this series LLC, the cell, is separate from this cell when it comes to lawsuits and stuff. Does that work? Well, they're new enough that we haven't got a lot of legal precedents, we call it. That is, what are the courts going to say about this? We don't have a lot of that, what the courts say about it. And so we're not sure. We do know that if you set up series LLCs in Illinois, which does permit series LLCs, and you go to Ohio and use the series and create more LLCs, those probably aren't going to protect you in Ohio. So it's iffy as to what this series stuff is going to do. And lawyers go through this. We went through this for, a decade or more when we first created LLCs. In fact, almost 20 years before the courts started to play with it, and we passed what are called uniform code sections or uniform laws, state to state. We know now what an LLC is. But the series concept of LLCs is still up in the air. If you live in a state which has them, go ahead and use them. There is still some question as to how really independent each one of the cells is, but you're probably going to be okay. And it may be cheaper for you than doing a different LLC for each one of the pieces of property. And we've got another YouTube on that, so you can look at that, what I recommend. But think about the series. Know that they're new. Know that they're coming along. Know that the law is going to develop. But as the law develops, the chance is you're not going to be the test case. Somebody else is going to be the test case. And if it comes down so that it doesn't do what you think it does, then you can back it out at that point and you can move forward down a different avenue. This is Lee Phillips. I've been talking about a concept called series LLCs.